Hey guys, Infidel 1258. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of gladiators and taking them seriously now when no one else is playing this game. We got like maybe 10,000 humans playing this game, maybe 5,000 humans playing this. We don't really know. We got 50, 60,000 daily active accounts, but I mean, we have maybe 10,000 devoted humans actually committing their time and attention to extract maximum reward through Splinterlands today in 2023, in July 2023. And I think the people who are doing so are positioning themselves for massive outsized gains, not just because I believe in the future and the financial growth of the value and the assets in this ecosystem, but actually because you're building a deck of cards, a portfolio of assets and resources that unlock more potential success that will set you apart. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How you're being set apart today by the actions you're choosing now with Splinterlands, and how you're poised to benefit in ways that people who come in 2024 or in 2025 will never enjoy, will never appreciate. Before we get into that, I need to say shout out to Splinter Coach. SplinterCoach.com is a website that will track your personalized battle history for $5 a month, and you can see which monsters you're playing with most commonly, how you're winning with them or losing with them. And that information is fun to look at, but also it's going to unlock greater potential reward for you because it's going to show you things that are going wrong. I was definitely there's many things in here that I've learned, including I see the deep lurker data here, 76 and 92. This is an amazing card. My blue team is not where it needs to be. I need to probably, because I play in the wild, I need a saber shark. And that would change and transform how well and how much I succeed with this blue team. It's a great splinter, but I lose more than I should. And I think that's why Kelia is slightly below 500. I think we could do better. And so stuff like that becomes evident as you look at the data, as you see how you're winning or losing. And I'm definitely enjoying SplinterCoach.com. $5 a month, check it out. Okay, so as I alluded to, I think there is a unique opportunity in Splinterlands in 2023, and actually every day before now, but today's the only one that matters because it's running out. Today you can play or you can choose not to play. And every day that you choose to play, you're going to get trivial rewards with Splinterlands that add up in a meaningful way over a long time horizon, both in number or quantity, like the nominal units that you're going to receive every day. If you get a few SPS, that starts to grow into a lot of SPS over a year. And then also the US dollar value of the assets of your portfolio within this game can grow. Now that's theoretically, I'm looking back at the past and saying, I'm extrapolating into the future and saying prices went up on these assets before. I think they'll go up again. I think we have an interesting utility and use case within this game. NFTs that reward you for your time and attention. They have value because they actually extract value. They have value because they actually extract price, like assets that are liquid. SPS is a reward that you receive when you play ranked battles or tournaments or guild brawls. And so for all those reasons, I think the resources we earn, the soulbound cards that we receive in our loot chests are meaningful. And as I said in the opener, I think with a game like this, there's always a unique opportunity today, which means that if you're investing your time and attention today, you're going to get some sort of reward. And you might say it's super trivial. At the lowest levels, maybe you're getting, I have an account that fights in gold on a day. Let's quickly look it up. So this is my 1258 account. It fights in gold, 5 chests, 6 chests. Look at these values, 7 cents, 8 cents, 20 cents. And some of that's coming from these potions. These potions are, some would argue, not very meaningful. I disagree. I like the potions. I want them. But I'm saying you could definitely argue that these rewards are inconsequential. I would disagree with you because I think two things are happening. One, every SPS I earn, here's 4 SPS. Here's another 4. Here's another 6. Here's another 6.5. Here's another 21. I think every SPS I'm earning with this account is going to add up to a place where there's a significant bag of SPS. First of all, that's like a nominal an assessment. The number I'm holding will grow. And you might think, who cares? They're only worth 1.6 cents per. The second part of the picture is I expect price appreciation on this token. So when I talk about today, there's a unique opportunity. Today, there's an opportunity to receive reward for your time and attention. I look both in the short term, I can literally add assets to my bag today by having some fun. That's the investment of time and attention to receive trivial reward. But then there's this future expectation of great and outsized price appreciation that comes out of a story of these assets being limited in number and offering each of them offering unique utility. Now I'm talking about the cards. Swamp Spitter is different than Drybone Barbarian, is different than Helios Matriarch, is different than Fungus Flinger, etc. Every card offers some sort of usefulness, and that's a utility. And that utility means that you can win more often because you've got this broader package of assets that can be deployed in the rank experience or the tournament or the guild brawl. And so my point is that right now, there's a unique opportunity to pack your bags with just an investment of time and attention. But that's only part of the picture. And I've said that lots of times, and I think I need to keep saying it because sometimes I think people don't recognize that, especially in a bear market. It's like, I'll come back to that when it's hot again, when people are paying attention, when the prices are spiking. That's the total wrong attitude, because when you come back and you're forced to rent cards or buy cards or earn cards, you know, you're going to accumulate so much slower than if you just enjoyed it now when others were sleeping on it. That's one of the points I want to make here. But then for the rest of the video, I want to transition into the fact that the decisions you're making today are impactful into the future, which is how you get the outsized returns that others won't. That's why the opportunity right now needs to be grabbed today and not in 2 years or 3 years when there's a bull market, or 6 months, or whenever the next bull market ends up spiking these card prices. Because I guess if the first question is, do you agree there'll be a future bull market? If you disagree, then maybe that's the end of the video for you. But if you think there will be a price appreciation to these assets, I encourage you to continue, because I want to draw your attention, like I say, in the next 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes more of a video outlining the unique power right now today. I think these cards, first of all, the SPS, very quickly. Every SPS you're adding to your bag today is actually an SPS you don't need to buy tomorrow or rent tomorrow, when SPS staking requirements on your account will limit or govern the returns you're receiving for each additional or future battle. So you do need to have a bag of SPS to maximize your returns. You can get them for free right now. At some point in the future, that will cease. And so take the opportunity now if you think this game's here for the long term. Second of all, these cards, again, they're not worth very much. They're worth 0 at this moment. But one day they'll be worth something. We've already talked about how there's a proposal out that would mean that you can manifest your Spellbound cards, your Gladiator cards, and that will allow them to be farmed. In this article by Yabamat, he speaks to how at some point in this manifestation of your cards will not make them unsoulbound. It will not make them transferable. But in the future, when that option is available, this value that you're burning today to make them manifest will be applied to make them automatically become transferable, as the total amount necessary has already been paid. So there's an expectation that these cards are going to be made transferable. But here's the thing, you can fill your bags with them now, and they're powerful. So yes, you can get free SPS by playing. Yes, you can get cards that will help you grow in usefulness. But lastly, it's not just like Soulbounds, you might even argue, are easy to get. You can get quite a few of them, as indicated here by the sort of rewards I'm receiving with just a gold account. But in my diamond account, I can tell you this over here, my champion account, Infidel 1258, my rewards are already 70, 50, 40% complete. That's a good progress level. These cards are already impacting my win rates and my success in the game, and therefore how much reward I'm getting. So these cards are meaningful. They have a great usefulness. I've accumulated them for time and attention. And at some point in the future, you won't be able to accumulate these cards. And then maybe you won't be able to get them at all. It'll depend on, one, if they are in fact made transferable, and then two, the price point at that point. Because if there's a limited, if many people do not make them transferable, these cards will be ridiculously expensive. Now, I expect that as the price rises, more and more people will make them transferable, and there'll be an equilibrium where we find a reasonable price for these cards in the future when they are transferable. But the point is, you can earn them for free now. and then they can unlock more and more returns as you win more and more because you're using these cards. And that's all soulbounds. But this conversation goes to the next level when you look at Gladius, because Gladius, I feel it's been maybe 2 years since I've been fighting in guild brawls and earning gladiator cards. I actually don't know that for sure. It might be a year and a half. I think most of the time I've been recording videos for this channel, that's been true. I've been participating in guild brawls and earning gladiators. The exact date, I forget, but it's been a long time. And yet my gladiator cards, and I fight at a high level, and my guilds, you know, tier 4, we're quite strong. You know, we're usually upper level of performance, not the highest, but we're upper level of tier 4, mid to upper level. And despite that success, and despite my longevity of participating in this process, I'm still only at 20% completion of these things. And so what does that say? It says two things. One, there's a time commitment expected for this game that can unlock significant power and capacity for you to get more out of this game. And so the time and attention you invest today and over the last year and over the next year to come will translate into a meaningful difference in what you have in front of you, and the ability to win more often, and therefore, again, to snowball the progress that you make in the game. So as I get more and more gladiators, I can win more and more gladiator fights, brawl fights, because my cards get more and more distinguished or improved over compared to yours. Cards like Catrelba Gobson, which is super powerful, is, if you don't have it, it's a problem for you. Isgald Vorst, if you don't have it, it's a problem. Other ones that I find are really powerful, Cutter Breeze is actually really strong. I think he's the 1-mana one, if I recall correctly. Yes. Captain Katie is really powerful. Cora Towershed, Marisol Contuma. These cards, you can't go out and buy them. Maybe one day you can, but today you can't. And even if you could, they're exceedingly rare. And so the point here is that these are powerful and that they unlock greater rewards, but that you need to invest the time and attention to accumulate these now, because it takes forever to do so. This is true for the SPS conversation, for the Soulbound reward cards, but it's more true for the Gladius cards. And these cards are maybe the most unique example of how that investment of your time and your commitment to this game and to earning those trivial rewards and locking them up on your account. This is the greatest example of how those rewards can differentiate you from others. Because the SPS you can go buy. The Soulbounds, they're actually handing them out quite freely. You're getting out, you can accumulate them within a year. I bet you can max a Soulbound, or pretty close to max your Soulbound deck, if you're serious, if you rent the right cards and you play at a high level. But these, no matter how hard you play, no matter how high you play, no matter how good you are at this game, this will not be accumulated without a significant contribution of effort, without a long-term vision for what this game is, without a weekly commitment to participating in guild brawls, fighting at a high level, succeeding, significantly, and earning that fray so that you're constantly in those, so you get those merits, so then you get those packs, so then you get the opportunity to have the RNG with which to draw those glads. Because you got to get merits in order to buy Gladius cases, and then you have to get lucky when you buy the cases, so that you can get the cards you would want, because there's lots of them that are okay and there's some of them that are excellent. And I'm saying the accumulation of those that are excellent will set you apart. And if you distinguish yourself currently by committing to playing the game, by accumulating the Soulbounds, by accumulating gladiator cards, by accumulating SPS, just strictly through playing the game and having fun with it today in 2023, by 2024, you will be poised to gain in a magnified way, in a way that somebody coming to the game cannot replicate. You can't throw money at this in order to accumulate the gladiator cards. There's some possible exceptions. Like I said, the gladiator cards might be made transferable. It sounds as though they will. That's going to probably come down to governance and SPS, and it looks like that vote's passing. This governance vote here around making them farmland But the question is, will they also be, the gladiators be made transferable and saleable? We don't yet know. It sounds like they're going to, or they want, Matt thinks it should, but TBD. And right now the answer is no, they can't be. And so if they can't be, you need to recognize, one, either that they're not worth your time, or two, that you think the game is going to be here for a long time and those rewards that are going to come from winning are meaningful, and therefore you should want to equip yourself with as many cards that allow you to win as often as possible. And gladiators are definitely that. Gladiators unlock a crazy amount of power. So we'll finish like this. Question remains the same that I've stated on this channel a million times before. I'm going to keep stating it because it's the truth as I see it. Splinterlands is a game where you're going to be rewarded for your time and attention. The question is, do you recognize the meaningful contributions to your portfolio that are happening daily that might seem trivial today, that they might actually be something significant once there's multiplications of the quantity, but also a multiplication of the price appreciation due to a future bull market? If you think that this game is fun and it has a future, then you should desire to accumulate more of these resources than you can today for free. But some of these moments are going to pass where you then can't get them ever again, and others of them are uniquely important to recognize today, such as gladiator cards, because it takes a ton of investment of time in order to get them to meaningful levels that can distinguish you and set you apart. You can maximize the rewards you might receive. There's no other way to get it. Yes, they might be made transferable and maybe you could throw money at it in the future, but you shouldn't want to do that. A game like this receives the greatest return for the player who invests the time and attention to enjoy the thing and passively accumulate massive bags of soulbound cards, of SPS, just from time and attention, of gladiator cards, by investing your day, spending time here every day to accumulate those resources that one day will have a price that reflects the value that's intrinsic to the asset. I think 1.6 cents for an SPS is ridiculous, and accumulating it today when they're giving it away literally is the best path to reaching a place where you're gonna gain maximally from this blockchain based video game. That's wild. That's wild. Like, video game pays you and you say not very much. I say depends on when you ask the question. Today in 2023, the rewards seem trivial. In 2024, 2025, I suspect they're going to be magnified in a big way. And those who played today and earned today can look back and see a retroactive raise. That's why I love this game. That's why I think today playing the game is uniquely important. But gladiators to me is like all of these assets are important, but gladiators to me is the real cornerstone of this conversation, because you cannot maximize this deck without playing for years. So start today and enjoy the game and enjoy the process and accumulate the rewards. Have an amazing day, guys. Check out splintercoach.com. God bless.